Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll hear you. Sometimes I won't. This I know.
We're live. Hi everybody. Hey Naomi. Hey Shivana. Hey Rudy Roo. Hey Bianca. Welcome to another Popcorn and Kool-Aid session. Good to see you guys. Woohoo. Hey Daphne. Welkom. Just enjoying the music a little while we wait for others to join in and come into our living room. Hey Vivi. Hey Peter van Nieuwenhoven. Waar zitten we? We zitten in de woonkamer. We are in the living room, Peter. A safe place to share love, life, faith. Welcome to another Popcorn and Kool-Aid session. Hey Cindy. Hi Mike Stone. How are you? Hey Miriam. Hi. Welcome everybody. Oh, geweldig mens. Leuk weer dit. Hi Cindy. Lang niet gezien. Haven't seen you in a while, Cindy. I'm trying to have to speak English too. Oh, hartje terug, Peter. Hartje terug. Heart for you too, Peter. Alright. So y'all ready for another Popcorn and Kool-Aid session? Y'all excited like I am? Good to be here, man. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. It's such a pleasure to be here again and just to have a conversation with you. Hey Shivana, you know, just to have a little talk about love, life, and faith and what's going on in your world and perhaps what's going on in mine, and you know, just to communicate, just to talk, because you know a lot of times people come on Facebook Live and it's a monologue, and I guess it works better for Facebook Live with the delay and everything, but I'm interested to know what's going on in your world, instead of just throwing out information without communicating about it. Ah, Bianca likes that Juanita is watching. Hey Juanita. Hey Bianca. Naomi, curious about the topic tonight. Yes, I'm curious about the topic too. I already posted a comment on my Facebook page with the question, name one of the most common fear that is a threat to love. And when I say to love, it could be general, you know, not only romantic, but also just love, loving your neighbor, loving yourself, loving God, loving your husband, loving your children, loving your parents, you know, just love, period. To love, like the verb to love. So what is the most common fear? The most common fear that is a threat to love. To love. As a verb, but also as a noun. Hey Rutger! Hey! Welcome Rutger to Popcorn and Kool-Aid. That's nice. Yay for Rutger, my old Delta colleague. I miss Delta Airlines a lot. I miss you guys. I wish I still worked for Delta. I could fly around the world. But now I gotta pay. You still have a buddy pass for me? But anyway. Alright. Oh, Cindy. Oh, I'm so sorry you have to go. Kiss your baby for me. Mwah, mwah, mwah. So see you next week. Yes, most common fear. So that was the question. So before we start, I truly, of course, I always start with prayer. So that's what we're going to do today. Just welcome my Lord and my Savior to this process, to this session. He's always there. So actually, I don't even have to, pray for him to be here, because he's always there, you know. But I just want to let him know that he's welcome in our midst, and ask him for some guidance and wisdom and whatever, you know. So if we can just close our eyes and bow our heads, you know, and don't peek. So, yeah, so let's just start out with prayer. Thank you, Lord Father. Thank you for this day. Thank you for all the people watching. I am blessed and highly favored with these people, Lord, and I ask you in Jesus' name to guide us and just be in our midst. You are most welcome to interfere in everything I say, everything they say, everything we do, but most of all that we can shine who we really are, and Father, and speak the truth in love, life, and faith. Whatever we think, whatever we feel, whatever we want, but most of all, whatever we know. And what we know is what you have planted in us, Lord. We want to seek your truth. And Lord, your word says if we seek, we will find. If we knock, you will open. And if we ask, you will answer, Lord. So I ask you today just to be in our midst with such a presence, oh Father, that we all may experience it, Father, that your wisdom, not my wisdom, but your wisdom will minister to us, Father, as a medicine to our hearts, our souls, our bodies, and our minds, and our spirit, Lord, that we will be encouraged today and inspired and motivated and perhaps educated, Father. I just thank you for being God in my life, and we seek a supernatural power that is bigger than men, and we love you. We give you praise and honor, and you are the main VIP guest today in the Popcorn and Kool-Aid session. Thank you, Lord, for your love, your mercy, and your grace. In Jesus' name, amen. Yay. Woohoo. Bless you guys. Bless you. So, all right, we're going to start. Hey, Eunice, you're in the house. Eunice. Love you, girl. Thanks for supporting us faithfully, coming every week. And I'm very happy to see you again. Let's see. Before I start, also a little announcement. Next week, March 1st, we're going to have a Popcorn and Kool-Aid session, but with a private live session. So not live on Facebook, but live in my living room. So you are most welcome. March 1st, come to the Ellermanstraat in Amsterdam, Duivendrecht. Ellermanstraat 30 in Amsterdam. Metrohalte, subway station, Van der Madeweg at 7 o'clock. Just, keep your eyes on my timeline and you will see more information, because I really want to get this Popcorn and Kool-Aid. I keep getting messages, so my connection is being disconnected. So you're most welcome next week, for those who live in Holland, of course, to join us for a Popcorn and Kool-Aid session, live and direct, with a little group of 15 people. I just have room for 15 people on my couch. You are more than welcome. So with that said, again, everybody that logged in, thank you for joining us. Welcome to another Popcorn and Kool-Aid session. This is your girl, Corey Van Ness from APOM, A Piece of Me, Inspirational Entertainment. Make sure you check out my page, APOM Entertainment. All right, so we're ready to rumble and ready to go. Ready to rumble and ready to go. So let me just scroll back to see what y'all answered to the question, what is the most common fear that is a threat to love? All right, so that's the question. What's the most common fear that is a threat to love? And I mean the verb to love, and it's not just romantic love, but also love in general, loving your parents, your daughter, your son, your sister, your brother, your neighbor, your husband, your boyfriend, whoever, what is the most common fear that is a threat to love? All right, so let's just scroll back and see if somebody already gave an answer. All right, so fear of failure, Naomi. Fear of hurt. Most common fear, jealousy. Fear to be not good enough. Yep. Whatever else. Let's see. Hey, George, what's up? Jealousy. emotional reaction. Jealousy is one of the most common, at least one of the most posted. Jealousy, fear, infidelity, to get hurt, fear to get hurt, fear of getting disappointed. Wow, true. It's the most common fear, to threat, as a threat to love. True. So how do you deal with that fear? Because if loving is good for the soul, if loving brings us together, if loving reconciles us together, if it is love and to love which brings us together, how do we overcome these fears? How do we overcome these fears? Mike Stone says fear of not getting any more attention. True. Hey Chanel, see what's up? For those that just entered into the group, we're talking about what is the most common fear that is a threat to love, and to love like the verb, you know, to love in general, romantically also, but also like to loving your neighbor, loving yourself, loving God, loving your brother, father. So the solution is don't have fear to love. Trust and communication. That's what Eunice says. Trust and communicate. True. Trust and communicate. That helps most definitely. But I was thinking about this question, about this fear, you know, how to overcome it, or how to fight this threat, you know, because all of the things that we name, jealousy, fear of getting disappointed, fear of being hurt, fear of not getting enough attention, fear of all these things, you know, honestly, you can't prevent them. I'm just telling the truth. You can't prevent them. All these things that you're afraid it will happen, you can't prevent them, pretty much. Because most of the things will happen. You will get disappointed when you choose to love. When you make a choice to love, to the verb to love your partner, your husband, your wife, or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or your father, your children, when you choose to love, when you make that choice, I'm going to choose to love, you will be disappointed. You will get hurt. You will perhaps not get the attention that you need, you know. And you might be jealous, you know. So what it is, I need to say, I just turn to myself, inhale, exhale, and cry. Oh, yeah. And then you pick yourself up, you put your big girl panties on, and you get it together, and you go back into loving, huh? Yeah. So, yeah, you can't love without these risks, right, Naomi? Most definitely. So, like to say, a lot of times we don't step in, we don't engage in love because of this fear, and this fear is holding us back to make a choice to love. And I guess subconsciously we're waiting for that fear to go away, or to find a circumstance, or to find a partner, or to find a situation, or a relationship that doesn't have or doesn't give us that fear, you know. So, but that's a lie. I'm just telling you, and I'm exposing it right now, is that you will never find a situation that is free from that risk when you love, when you truly love, you know. So let's see what I wrote with Facebook. Hold on a second. You know, hold on a second. If your partner is given by God, then that person is the right one. When you fear, you'll start searching for the wrongs, I guess. True. Well, the thing is, it's okay. You know, it's okay to acknowledge that you have a fear. I mean, fear presents itself to all of us. We all have to face fear sooner or later. Maybe different aspects, but we all face fear. So to wait until you find an ideal situation or relationship that doesn't include fear is unrealistic. So what you have to do is train yourself. At least that's what I try to do, to train myself. What do I do when fear presents itself? What do I do? What is my, I examine myself. Like, what is my strategy, when fear presents itself? Well, but first, to know what you're dealing with, you have to examine yourself and learn from yourself. Where does it come from? What is Mike Stone saying? Sometimes it's not easy to deal. Let me see what I wrote on my timeline. Sometimes it's not easy to deal with the significant other because sometimes a certain situation can get very challenging from time to time. Absolutely. Absolutely. And during challenging times, fear is the greatest. Fear is the greatest, trying to get you to doubt and be self-destructive. Corey, I get a question from Naomi. Corey, would you take the risk getting all up in your business, girl? Yes, I will, and I would. I would definitely take that risk. I would definitely take that risk because you know what? Love is beautiful. Love is beautiful. It's worth it. It's worth the risk. You know what? Because you will gain more than what you will lose. Let me see. I'm just looking for something real quick, but my computer is slow. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see what this does. Yes, but anyway, I'll just leave that alone. I would take the risk. And I'm taking the risk every day because love is we need love to be who we are. We need love, at least for me. I can only speak for myself. I need to love God. I need to love me. I need to love others because love is the center of my being. It heals me. It enhances me. Love is like water to a plant. I have to love and I have to be loved. And love is beautiful and it comes with a lot of risks. But again, you gain more than what you lose. The experience of love is something that is as important as the air that you breathe. We can't live without love. We can't live without love. So I have to love. But honestly, I am afraid to. I face fear every day, because it is scary. It is scary to love fully because to love fully, you have to present yourself vulnerable. To love unconditionally is to present yourself vulnerable. Let's see, what did I write? Right. Okay. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. So, there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. So what I'm trying to say is that we need love to be made perfect. We need that love to drive out fear. I have to choose love above fear to be made perfect. You understand what I mean? Because as long as I do not choose love and choose fear instead, I'm going to be dominated, by fear. And I'm going to be self-destructive. And there's just going to be, there's such a distance between me and my God, me and myself. We're just going to be disconnected with other people. So love is what makes us perfect. Love is the thing that perfects us. When you choose to love in a situation instead of, to be led by love instead of to be led by fear, something happens with you that, it makes you perfect on the inside, So if love is the topic, it's about God. Amen. God is love. God is love. And we are created in his image. So we are love, so we have a nature to love. You understand? We have a nature to love. So when we don't love, we are out of nature. You understand? So I believe, and I'm going to say the enemy, but also life experiences, which, also cause us to be fearful about stuff and about engaging in love. But this is a thing. You have light and you have darkness. You have God and you have Satan. The thing is this. There's a fight going on for us. There's a fight going on for us. And, the fight is to get us to love or to hate, to love or be fearful. That is it. Because when you love, you can, live that commandment that says, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. You can only be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth when you love. When you fear, you're frozen. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. When you fear, you're arrested, you're frozen, you're doing nothing, and you cannot be fruitful. You will not multiply, and you will not replenish the earth. You understand? So, and we need to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth because it's our nature. We were built, we were made to love. I always say, all of us are worshipers. Worship simply means adoration, to love, to adore, to worship. We are created worshipers. No matter if you believe in God or don't believe in God, you are still created a worshiper. That's why you have a natural desire and a drive or, something inside of you that wants to worship something, anything. If it's a man, if it's shopping, or it's, whatever idol you can find, you will worship it. Why? Because it's your nature. It's your nature. So it's our nature to worship. It's our nature to love, and that is how we were created to be and to do. So the enemy, and I'm going to name his name is Satan, and the enemy is fighting to prevent us from loving. Because when we love, we are fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. And that's the whole fight. That's the whole fight. And again, this is love, to love God. When I love God, I am afraid sometimes. Fear presents itself. Oh my Lord, can I trust you? You understand? But then I know if I choose to, above my feelings, above my thoughts, again, we're going back to our thoughts, what we think, what we feel, what we want. If I choose to love him by what I know and by what I read in the Bible, then he will prove himself to me and I will be perfected in love. Like again, it says, there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. So when we allow love inside of us and when we allow ourselves to love, automatically it will drive out fear. So to answer the question, what do you do? How do you overcome fear? How do you prevent fear? Is to make sure that you always make the choice to love. You understand? Hey, Tracy, how y'all doing? Oh, let's see. I've been talking now. I haven't been watching the comments. Let's see. Okay. So, Mike Stone says, I put God first every day. that is the best thing you can do, because he knows what's best for you. He knows what's best for you. Let's see. Let's scroll back. Hey, Susanna. Hey. Okay, make sure you share this session with everybody, with your friends, so others can join us. They're missing out. They're missing out. All right, let's go back. Let's go back a little. God is love. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Larry. You're in the house? How nice. All right, so Naomi, was that an answer to your question when you asked me, would you take the risk? Yes, I will take that risk, most definitely. And I am taking the risk. I am open to love. And again, everybody, anybody, you know, my father, mother, sister, brother, neighbor, you know, it's not always easy. It is not always easy. I tell you the truth. I am a living witness. Relationships can be challenging, you know, and then to make that choice to still love, you know, and again, you know, I'm not going to get into it, but this week I learned a very big lesson, And the lesson was that it is better to be righteous than to be right. You know, because what happens when we fear to love or fear to choose love, we hide behind self-righteousness, you know, because a lot of times when we fear love, we have sort of like a legit reason or a legit excuse not to love. You know, we can justify it, we can rationalize it, we have a reason, and we can stand by it, you know, but you know, because we can stand, we are right. We are right not to, you know, love or not to choose love in this situation because this and that. And again, that self-righteousness pops up, you understand? And again, self-righteousness means that you might be right. You have a case. But sometimes it's better to be righteous in God than right within yourself. I hope, do you understand what I'm trying to say? You know, so again, I chose, you know, I had a situation with somebody that I do love, but it's very difficult, so difficult to love because it's just a messy relationship. But God asked me, consider this. Choose my righteousness. Choose love. Choose to respond in love. Let go and let God. And choose love. And I will restore you in the unrighteous act that is done against you. You understand? And it was difficult for me, but I did it. I chose to be righteous instead of being right. And God restored me in this faithfulness. When we choose to love, again, love perfects us. It makes us perfect on the inside. It perfects us, you know, so just choose love every step of the way, and you know, you will grow on the inside and be perfected in love. All right, let's see. Eunice, God is a father, teacher, leader. I'm missing all of y'all comments. Let's see. So, all right. What am I missing? There's a difference between plain love and love between two people relationship. Obviously, yes, most definitely. Yeah, can I get some likes and some hearts? Let me know y'all are still here, enjoying yourself. Let me take a sip real quick. Welcome everybody to another Popcorn and Kool-Aid session with your girl, Corey Van Ness. Are y'all enjoying yourself? Let me know. Holla, make some noise. Make some noise up in her. All right, I'm going to ask everybody not to send me no WhatsApp messages because you're interfering with my broadcast. So, hey, Middleton, how y'all doing? How you doing? All right. All right, let's see. Yes, it was. We here, but if it was so easy in every relation, we would not have this topic. Juanita, what were you responding to? Hey, Michael. Hey, Patricia. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's see. See, I've been missing. I was reading an article. Tracy Brown says, I was reading an article today on Huffington Post about a professed lesbian found herself in a relationship with a man, although she feels she's still a lesbian. The question on Facebook was posed, let's see, how could that be possible? The love the two shared conquered her fear of their unknown. Love conquers all was my answer. Wow. Okay, let me read that. Question on Facebook was posed, how could that be possible? The love the two shared conquered her fear of their unknown. Love definitely conquers all. I need to read that again and get into that, Tracy. I'm going to get back to that. Let me know, because that is... Let's see. Found herself in a relation with a man. She feels she's still a lesbian. Question. I would have to read that article, Tracy, to really comment on that. But one thing is for sure, love conquers all, most definitely. Love conquers it. Again, what I just said is like, it perfects us, and it does something supernatural. It's the source. It's our life source of our being. It's what we were made to do. It's what we were made to feel and live. Yep, Kool-Aid, Mr. Mike Stone, most definitely. Cheers. Cheers to all of y'all joining in. I hope you feel welcome. Y'all feel welcome? Yeah. Y'all feel welcome? Y'all feel welcome? Let me know. Send me a heart or a like. Let me know. So, yeah. Naomi, any other questions? Anybody has any other questions? So... everybody is loving. Everybody is open for love. Naomi, would you take the risk to love? Would you take the risk to love? And again, the hey Cosmea, hey Sandra, welcome to another Popcorn and Kool-Aid. Oh, Mike, you feeling blessed over there? I'm feeling blessed too. This is so much fun. Again, for all of y'all who are here, make sure you sign up for Popcorn and Kool-Aid next week. I'm having a little get together with just 15 people that fit on my couch in my living room. You are welcome to come join us. Just check out my timeline so you can get more information, because Popcorn and Kool-Aid is going to be in a little private setting, because I'm still growing. I'm still learning how to work this Facebook Live thing, and I have to say I'm challenged. I'm challenged, Oh my God, this is difficult. I mean, Facebook Live, to have a conversation back and forth, it's a little scary for me, and I'm really putting myself out there with my inexperienced self with Facebook Live, and but I really would love to see your face. That works for me. I like to see people's faces. I like to connect. I like to just be able to look into your eyes and sit opposite and from you, and just have a conversation. So for me, this is new. I'm really learning to speak into my phone, into a camera, and just reading comments without seeing your beautiful, lovely faces. So I hope to see your faces. I think might be doing this weekly at the Ellermanstraat 30 in Duivendrecht, Amsterdam, Duivendrecht. Just 15 people a time every week. We could just, have a conversation, and we can talk and just talk face to face in a more private setting too. Larry Jackson is going to be there, indeed. So that would be great. That is great, because he always has some strong points. Let's see what else. Hey, Alvarine, how you doing? Hey, Sharissa. Hoe is het, schatje? Wat is met je prachtige baby? Let's see. Hey, Miriel. Okay, let's see who's writing what. Larry Jackson. The greatest risk is not choosing for love, and missing out on all those emotions, including pain. That is true. That is true. That's how I started, indeed, to say, like, you gain more than what you lose, you know. And Juanita says, love with no expectations. Yeah, unconditional love. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. When you give love, give it unconditionally, you know. However, you are allowed to have expectations within a relationship, you know. But when you love unconditionally. And when you love unconditionally, there is no risk of getting hurt because you gave it unconditionally. A lot of times, what happens, you know, an incubator of fear is a lot of times that we fear of the fear of missing out. The fear of missing out will prevent us from loving unconditionally, you know. Even, you know, the fear of missing out, not being appreciated enough, not being valued enough, not being acknowledged enough, not being respected enough, you know, not being loved enough, appreciated enough, you know, the fear of missing out, not the fear of not being seen, not being heard, you know what I'm saying? That is something that is a big problem. And but you know, the painful thing about it is that fear of missing out, you know, that fear of missing out will cause you to miss out, you know. So it's let me just check my hair. No, so the fear of missing out, the fear of missing out on being appreciated, valued, respected, whatever that may be, seen, heard, loved, accepted, that fear of missing out on these things will cause you to miss out on all of these things, because that's how it works. What we fear will happen because we're always waiting for it. We're actually stimulating it and we're calling it onto ourselves, you know. So the fear of missing out is a big problem. That is a big threat to love. So examine yourself and ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What is my fear of missing out? They call it the FOMO, I guess, right? Fear of missing out, you know. And let's see. Mike Stone writes, oh, Sherry is a slaat. Oh, wat leuk. Welkom dat je er bent, lieve schatje. Waar is je vriendinnetje? Is ze er niet? Doe er de groeten voor me, ja? En ook de heren natuurlijk. Let's see. Mike Stone says, love, the author of Space and Time, keeps the galaxy and each sparrow alive. Most definitely. His eyes on a sparrow. That's a beautiful song. Yeah, so examine yourself and be honest. Like, what are you afraid of missing out on? What am I afraid of missing out on acceptance? Then you will see a red thread within your relationships of missing out on being accepted. If you have a fear of missing out on being heard, you will see that continual red thread of not being heard. Because you're fearing it, you're calling it onto yourself. And I do it too. It's something that I have to pick myself up and just, you know, acknowledge, become aware of it, acknowledge it, repent, and step into a change, and again, to choose faith over fear. To choose faith over fear. You understand? Fear will always be present. We talked about it before. Fear will always be present. You can't do nothing about that. It's a part of life. It's here and it will stay. However, when you choose faith above fear and you choose to love in faith, then you can change the atmosphere and you can change everything, every situation, every relationship. You understand? So instead of being stuck in self-righteousness, choose the righteous way. And that is to love and to choose faith above fear. So that you won't attract what it is you're afraid of missing out, but that you will, able cast out the thing that you fear. You understand? Can you understand? Are you understanding what I'm, trying to say and communicate to y'all? Let me know if y'all following me. Y'all follow me? So, let's see. Who's writing what? Larry Jackson says, love will help you redefine your needs. Yay, I see a thumbs up. Great. I'm so happy that you guys are following me. Let's see. I want this to be a blessing to you, of course, and a blessing to me, because honestly, I tell you the truth, every week with everything I say, it's a two-edged sword, and it comes back to me. It comes back to me. Everything I say, everything that comes out of my mouth, I am accountable for it. So everything that comes out of my mouth, because God is present and he convicts me, I am measured by the same things that come out of my mouth. So, that's why it makes me nervous to even be on Facebook Live and open up this conversation and allowing God to use my mouth as use me as a vessel to speak, because when I speak, it's a two-edged sword. It's like, it cuts me too like a knife, and I have to examine myself and get it together. Get it together where it ain't together, and let, love drive out fear, and let love, allow me to be perfected. You understand? So, okay, going back to Larry Jackson saying, love will help you redefine your needs, that what you really need, and that what you think you need. Love will help you redefine your needs, what you really need and what you think you need. True. I was thinking about it like, what do you mean, Larry? But eventually it will. When you keep choosing love, everything that you think you need, which is not what you need, will just fall off, and and what it is what you really need will be left. You know what I'm saying? So it casts out. When you choose to love, it casts out everything that you think you need but you don't need at all, and you'll find and discover what it is you really need. That is true, because a lot of times we lust after what we think we need. We lust. There's a lust. We have a lust and we have a love. And a lot of times we are led by lust instead of by love. And when we're led by lust, we tend to engage into things that are not what we need. Maybe what we want, but not what we need. And I guess lust is a very obvious, consequence, I guess, of that fear of missing out. When you have a fear of missing out on something, you're gonna lust after it. After the opposite of it, of course. So, and that will be your drive. And it's better to be led than it is to be driven by lust. Better to be led by love than it is to be driven by lust. That's what I believe. Right, Alvarine, like the law of attraction, most definitely. Algero, let's see, choose faith above fear. Yep. Naomi, very hard to choose faith over fear, especially when you have some bad experience behind you. yes, it is very hard. It is very hard. It is difficult, but it's not impossible. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. To choose faith over fear. You know, to choose faith over fear, it's easier said than done. Right, Naomi? It's easier said than done. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to choose faith over fear. Because fear is so loud, don't underestimate fear. Fear is not just a little pussycat meowing in your space. No, fear is like a loud siren just making a loud noise in your ear. Fear is so loud, sometimes it's hard to resist it, so you have to, for some things, really, you have to be very courageous to put faith above fear, to choose faith over fear. It takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of courage. But guess what? The God you serve, Naomi, the God you serve is the provider of this courage. He is a provider of a supernatural courage that you can slay giants, that you can move mountains. You don't have to do it on your own. You're not doing it by yourself. When you choose faith over fear, what gives me more courage is to know that I'm not able, but God is able. My faith is not in me. My faith is in God. You understand? And that gives me the courage because I'm standing in that boldness like David in front of his giant. You understand? Just a little tiny man, David and Goliath. Come on. Everybody was afraid. You know the story. Everybody was afraid. And it wasn't because David was armed and dangerous. You understand? He even got mocked, But the element that he had was courage. Courage. And courage that came forth of knowing who his God is. Not faith in his own being. But even I have to correct myself. He also had a certain courage and fear in what he has. Well, it's a combination of faith in God, but also faith in himself, and actually faith in the situation, because didn't he slay bears and lions? He already had the experience, and that is what gave him the courage also. The faith in God, but also the faith because he had other experience. So just like you have been hurt many times or had some bad experience, you have to admit, Naomi Maya, that you also had some good experiences. You have seen the glory of the Lord. You have seen the victory. You have seen... you have definitely seen God provide for you. You have definitely seen you overcome certain situations that you also thought you could never overcome. You understand? So like David, you can say, well, you know what? I can do this because I have, overcome bears and lions, and God is with me. He is for me. And if he is for me, who can be against me? I am able. Because God is able. I know it sounds cliche, but the truth is, the more you choose faith over fear, the more you challenge yourself to choose faith over fear, the more courage you will grow and cultivate. And when you have more courage, you will get better at it. A lot of times our courage decreases because we've been frozen and arrested by our fears. Our fears have isolated us, has made us pull back in a passive position, and once we're frozen, once we're passive and frozen by fear, our courage decreases slowly, and then it gets harder to choose faith over fear, because you're not making any references on a short-term past experience. You understand? So when you freeze, when you allow fear to arrest you and to freeze you up, and you're passive for a longer period of time, what happens is that you will have to dig further back to the experiences with God, your victories, proven to you that you are more than a conqueror. And when you have to dig further back, it's difficult, more difficult to be courageous and choose fear or faith over fear. So I really want to encourage you to get that little bit of courage that you have to try again, to break free of the ice and the snow that's on your rooftop, that is caused by fear. Just a little bit of faith, just to do something, just a little challenge, just to choose faith over fear in a little area. You don't have to do it big at once, just a little, and another little area, and another little area, so that you can have some testimonies. You know what the word says? We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. And you know that when you have testimonies that are frequent, you will be in a flow of courage and love and faith. Fear will still be there, but you will grow to become stronger, more courageous, more bold. And it's because we have a testimony. If we don't have a testimony, it will not be enough to overcome, because we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. So we have to build up testimony after testimony after testimony after testimony. And we can only have a testimony if we choose to apply Jesus, apply our faith, and take the risk. And know that you can never fail with God, because God never fails. He doesn't. He is a God that cannot lie. He never fails. We might fail, but he never fails. And even when we fail, he turns all things for the good for them that love the Lord. He turns our failures, into victory somehow, because he uses it. He uses our downfall to show us something and to resurrect us from that dead place, and then when we learn what just happened, we won't make that mistake again. You understand? Because again, the love of God will just pull us out of our failure and turn us into victorious overcomers. You understand? So let's see. What else? Who's talking to me? Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, Malicha. Okay, so I need to catch up with y'all. Y'all going too quick. See, that's what it is. Let's see. I need to have some popcorn. Cheers, people. Cheers, people. Just a little while. We're signing out. Let's see. Eunice, let's see. Moral of the story is never let lust overtake your passion. Oh my gosh. There's him. Did. There is no hope without fear. But fearful people have no faith in hope. Hopeful people have no fear for fear. Makes sense. Look like you're a poet, Larry. You need to write some poems. Maybe you need to do a poem next week. I know, I'm eating my popcorn. I'm enjoying myself. So, again, I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. Kool-Aid. You know, I just want to close up shop and sing you guys a song, if I may, just to encourage you on your way. For all of y'all who are dealing with fear and not sure how to overcome, you know. Oh, Soraya, you're just checking in. Oh, Lord, you late, girl. You late. But make sure you tune in and just run, you know, watch the reruns. And make sure you guys share this video. Share this video with your friends. Let them join next week. Again, next week we have a live session. Popcorn Live, of course, Facebook Live. But I want to have a private session, real live, you know, on my couch with just 15 people on my couch. You can find more information on my timeline. It's at Dominion Center, Ellermanstraat 30. Amsterdam, Duivendrecht. 7 o'clock, we start 7 o'clock. The admission is just €5 and your popcorn and Kool-Aid is included. And we're just going to have a great time and, you know, just talk and have some interactive exercises. Yay, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do, but, you know, I think it's nice to have an opportunity to see you guys face to face and just, you know, enjoy each other's company and communicate and just have a nice, intimate conversation in a safe place to share love, life, and faith. Again, this is your girl, Corey Van Ness from APOM, A Piece of Me, Inspirational Entertainment. And I want to sign off with a song to encourage you once again to stay in the will of God. Stay in the will of God. It's the safest place to be. It's the safest place to be. If you're on a mountaintop or in your valley low, stay in the will of God. And what is the will of God? Is stay in his love. Stay in his love. Know that he loves you so. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, and whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. You understand? He loves you so. And I want to encourage you to stay within this love that he has for you, because in this love you will be perfected, and in this love it will cast out fears. It will drive out fear. You understand? So be encouraged. Stay in the will of God. It's the safest place. And don't fall for the trick and the schemes and the plots and the schemes and the plans to arrest you with fear so that you will not love. You were made to love. You were created to worship. You were created to love. And again, it doesn't matter who you believe and which God you believe. It does matter, but not as does it make you a worshiper or not. You are a worshiper. So the question is not, are you a worshiper? No, you are a worshiper. Every creation, at least every human being, was created to worship. So there is no question. You are a worshiper. So you have a nature to worship. So the question is, what will you worship? What will you worship? And who will you worship? And I offer a suggestion. Worship God, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Worship him, and you will find true love. A love that is unconditional. A love that drives out fear. And you will be perfected in this love. That you will stand courageous. And again, that you will have a testimony after testimony after testimony. And you will build up boldness and courage. And again, come back to the center. And your original purpose is to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. I need you to love. I need you to love. So I'm begging you by the mercies of God, love. Because I need your love. Yeah? So stay in the will of God. And I sign out with the safest place in the whole wide world is in the will of God. And though your trials be great. I know they can be great. And the weight is hard. Can get hard sometimes. It's in the will of God. And it may be on a mountain peak or in your valley lows, no matter where you are. Wherever you may be, if God says go, you put your trust in him, love again, and go. You do what Christ tells you to do, and you go. Have faith instead of fear. Go. You better go. Choose love and not fear. I love you guys. Mwah. Sleep tight. Can I get some hearts? Can I get some love? I need you to love on me. Send me to bed with some hearts. I love you guys. Be blessed. Again, thank you for joining us. Popcorn and Kool-Aid. With your girl, Corey Van Der Ness from APOM, A Piece of Me, Inspirational Entertainment. Make sure you like my page, my APOM Entertainment page. It is facebook.com/APOM Entertainment. Like the page, follow us there. Again, you're welcome next week. I'm looking for 15 people, just 15 people to come join me next week. Facebook Live, Popcorn and Kool-Aid, but a private session prior to Facebook Live. So your face will not be on Facebook. It will not be, you will be anonymous. You will remain anonymous. We're just going to have a conversation about love, life, faith. I love you. Oh, Soraya, I love you too. Sherita, I love you too. I love you, Mike. I love you, Eunice. I love you. I love you. Eunice, ik kom gauw bij jullie weer hoor in de kerk. Ik kom gauw even weer op bezoek. And, Mike Stone, ease my soul. Oh, so make sure before you check out, share this video with people that you think can use some encouragement in love, life, faith. If you believe this message has been a blessing to you, make sure you bless others. So step in love by sharing this video with those who you believe can use some encouragement. I am here for you. Inspirational entertainment and services from APOM, A Piece of Me. Signing out. Peace out. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.